Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing all right. It's kind of a wet day. It's sort of gloomy, and it's going to be a little chilly. Not bad. I mean, like, you know, above freezing, but yeah, I'm just waiting for some warmer weather. Everybody feels like better, I think, with a little sunshine every once in a while. So, yeah, it's been I won't say a long winter because just kind of a difficult one. Maybe more than usual in a lot of ways. So I don't know. Yeah, just sort of a rough day. I decided to sing a little bit this morning because well, a couple songs I really love. With If, I can't even play it around here without it being talked through the whole thing every time to tell me, a long story about why he doesn't want to hear it. So, and to not have anybody to share it with is sad in that respect, not just for me, because a lot of people can probably relate to that song, whether you're married or single or whatever, you know. But and then with Lean On Me, Bill Withers, that reminds me of a gentleman that was in the drug and alcohol treatment center I worked in. He was a pianist and he used to play in like nightclubs in Minneapolis and that type of thing, and had a pretty good life, but couldn't stay off the alcohol. And but one day, and he was pretty broken, like lost his family, and his daughter did come and visit him eventually before he left there. And he really was a success story. He went back to writing music and writing songs, which was his passion. But one day I just asked him if he would play on the piano, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know." And I go, "Just promise me one day in the future." He's like, "Okay, um, but you'll have to sing." And I'm like, "No problem. You pick the song, even if I can't sing it, we'll sing it." And we picked Lean On Me, and it really was beautiful. And everybody stopped what they were doing and come around and joined in. And the next thing I know, I'd come into work and he'd be out there in the day room playing. It's like, yeah, and some beautiful classical stuff, and just um, beautiful. Some of his, a couple little bits of something he was writing before he got really sick, and it's like, and it was phenomenal. So, and I don't remember the guy's name either. Well, I think it was Steven. I don't know. Can't recall his last name, but he was a really nice person. So yeah, we run across them rare ones every once in a while. So yeah. But then we run across some ones like, here's a for instance, I was having a pretty rough day yesterday, and I had somebody call me just to basically hang up on me while I was still talking. First, I tried to call it back, and on the second try, I got an answer. And then it was really brief, and it's like, I didn't even want to talk on the phone anyway. What a dog. But anyway, so I'll just leave it there. People. So I wasted my time even bothering with some people that are like that. And I found out one thing, and this is very true. You know, I passed around a post like once, one myth about ex drug addicts and alcoholics. And I put that they're nice people when they're sober, because some of them aren't nice whether they're sober or drunk. So, yeah. And if they're good people, they were good people and they still are. So, yeah. So that's the only myth I could really think of is like, oh, yeah, like they'd be a good person if they just didn't drink. How do you know? Maybe they're just not a kind person at all anyway, you know. So, yeah. Oh, and I put on the song I shared, Lean on Me. Unless you're too big, then you need a cane. I think I put unless your ass AZZ is too big, then get a cane, you know. So, yeah. Huh. Well, it's true too. Yep, get a cane, not an able, because the able's getting sick of canes crap. So just go get a cane and associate with that. That's more to your liking. People thought I was kidding. Um, it's only really because it's in a sheath and I have it in a spot where it's hung easy. And but there was a meme that said, if you reach to the left of you, what do you have to like slay Sasquatch? You know, like you're there, you're a little person. Here's like 13-foot Sasquatch, and I'm like a machete and a pen knife and a pair of scissors, all kinds of things to my left. But I'd go with the machete even over a bullet because if you don't get it in its third eye or in its eyeball or in its heart, if it's not a kill shot, even if you got it in the throat or nicked it somewhere or in its body, it probably still has enough adrenaline and mass to kill you. So you're better off getting up in close and doing as much slicing damage that you can do so it will bleed out. So if you think you can get one good slice when it goes to grab you, then slice again, like from underneath or something, because maybe Sasquatches would move like that, but I don't know. Or coming down and coming up with it, or off with a limb, or just wait till it gets there and then do a spin into its neck. You know, go like way backwards and just wait for it. I'm not kidding. That's what I would do. Something like that. You'd have to if it was a life or death situation. I had somebody tell me that like there was a post, did you ever look at that sleeping thing and think, you could just do away with it? And oh, heck yeah. I broke its leg and kicked it out. And my friend said, well, she wouldn't do anything like that. And I said, you would if your life was in danger. You know, you definitely make a point and an impact where it wouldn't want to come back freely and safely and think and liberally with any of your time, or even talking to me is out of the question for a lot of people in my life, so because they're just not right upstairs, you know. Anyhow, yeah, I don't know. A lot of weirdos in the world. Just didn't think I'd know a whole bunch of them, you know. Really, there is more, um, maybe not more strange people. I always go through this over and over. Is it worse? Now, not really. In some ways, maybe it looks a little more weird, but it's always felt that weird. So, It's like not only did they come out of the closet, they came out of the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe. The whole thing. It was a walk in closet. And there's a never ending supply. Well, Christ said he would come back, and that was with a sword. What if actually, um, like everybody gets the same, unless you're actually, um, you're just downright Satanistic, you'll always make your way like that. But the rest of us will actually suffer our entire lives on this planet because when Satan came here, the only way really to clean it up is to set fire to it. If there's any a moment that his flesh that he infected is worthy of transcendence, ascending. Um, I heard, that Satan resides in heaven and here and in hell, like three different places. I'd like to clarify that, if I may. He was cast out of heaven. The only thing that resides in heaven is maybe the thoughts of the Father for him. He was banished to the earth, cast down here in human form. And that is his hell, you know. So, no, he does not spiritually or physically reside in heaven. He's in hell. So, just so that's clear if people didn't know that, because cast out means cast out. And a cast is something that you make to form something, to mold something, you know? So I'm not the personal baker, you know. I just work in the bakery and I'm just telling you what I know, you know. So anyway, and I've heard people stress that or even call Satan the god of this world. There's only one God. He is not God. He's the prince of darkness. The scriptures have been so misconstrued. If it ever sounds like they're giving glory to the light bringer because he put the flesh with the infection, to put Christ's spirit in here as a healing, so actually maybe trying to clean himself up, maybe God's given him a helping hand, but he is not the light bearer. The light bearer is Christ. We bear what Lucifer puts out. And then we're going to put out that darkness with our light, you know, and eventually. So I'm just talking out loud, you know. I've heard a lot of things, and you know, he's he's the sons of disobedience, period. That's what these people are, male or female. And literally the women that listen to Satan in their mind are more masculine, because a woman's instinct, it's directly connected to God for her children. It's a guidance, and if you've always been connected to God and you know that, you're you don't have to second guess yourself. You don't question things. When somebody's hurt, you fix it. You know what to feed them, what to do, how to do. God's the same way. And Satan is for his people. So there's no fixing that. there's just stages that humans go through that Satan can help himself better by helping them instead of trying to destroy people. Because let's say, for instance, one of my faults, if he plays on one of my faults and makes it worse, um, that's not me doing him. That that's him. If you see what I mean, it's like, okay, um, let me see if I can find a good scenario for that. If I get angry, that might be a good way to explain it. Let me see. Yeah, if I get angry, I'm justified. If he plays on that, like, oh, you got angry, and tries to say that it was like unrighteous anger or something, then he's playing on if I was an angel, it would be a pretty big defect. But being human, it's pretty normal because I'm not a robotoid. I mean, I have feelings. So if for him to play on that with me and say, well, you got mad, and then try and pretend and then take it to the father and try and pretend that I wasn't justified in my anger, just him taking bullshit to the father, trying to accuse me, tells me, hey, you just put extra weight on me that belongs to you, you big tub of crap, and I'm giving it back. God, I am so sick of these supposedly strong looking human beings acting small. That's the only thing these men, gigantic freaking men, can do to me is act small. That's all you got? It's like, wow, really? It's amazing. It's just like, I mean, if you wanted to torture me, try and combat me. You know, it's always the emotional shit that you can't really prove, that type of thing. With men or women, it's like, yeah, they say it, you hear it. Even sometimes with witnesses, if you have witnesses that overlook things that they see and hear that is just flat out wrong, and they don't stand up with you and for you, it's like, you don't need that they're a waste of your time and energy. And in that respect, life's too short because when the sun comes up and goes down at night, if you haven't had any pleasure within that day, maybe it's only the sunrise itself or watching it set or whatever, or, some wildlife in between. If it certainly, probably nowadays, isn't going to be too many human beings unless we're meeting on here, you know. So, anyway, so I haven't had very many nice days lately. It's been a little hard, but they're not stopping me. I'm way too strong for that. So, creeps. They give me the creeps, the heebie jeebies. Well, I hope everybody's having a really good beginning of May. Lots of witchcraft going on out there. Um, if I did do it, I'd be the best, but my craft is listening to my father and knowing what they do and telling them that it's really not a practice that we do. It's something he gives us and guides for us. And that's the only way it can be done. So that's just my words, my outlook, my viewpoint, my point of view from knowing what they do and what they want. And telling you what's up, so to keep you safe and give you some food for thought in any little practice that you may do. Um, God bless you. Thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you very soon. Peace.